Hey everyone, it's Kylie from kiwitheplannergirl. So today's video is going to be all about my new budget book. My budgeting system that I have been using for a while was just an extra tab in my everyday A5 Carpe Diem polka dot cover planner, but it was starting to get a little too chunky for me and it was making it hard to easily access everything I needed when it came time to pay bills. So I took this A5 Recollections rose gold cover that I already had on hand, and I got this at Michael's a long time ago, and I decided to turn it into my new budget book. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, I've been using this for about a week now, and so far I'm loving having my budgeting system separate from my everyday planner. Now, I have not done anything with this empty space over here. I am not a big fan of the inside of this cover because of all the small slits, so I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this area quite yet. Now, this planner is what I was using before I switched into my Carpe Diem, so I may end up just leaving this place blank, to be honest, but we'll just see what I end up doing with it later. Now, because I wanted to make my everyday planner just have my monthly and weekly spreads, I no longer needed these tabs from the Carpe Diem line inside of it, so I just transferred those into this new budget book. This first tab contains my monthly view for my bill book and also my monthly expenses inserts that I created for myself. So this is what you first see when you flip to the first tab in my budget book. This insert I created for myself is just an overview of all the bills and expenses that we know we have to pay for every month. Now, this includes things we have to pay in person or online, like our rent, student loans, and electric bills, and also things that we know are an automatic payment, like our cat's Banfield plan and Netflix and Hulu. And we also have our cash budget, such as our grocery budget, household budget, which we used to pay for things like toilet paper, paper towels, laundry detergent, and our cat budget, which we use for cat litter, cat food, and grooming appointments. Now, the next thing in this tab is our monthly budget overview. Now, these monthly inserts are from the Carpe Diem Posh insert line, and these are just the extra months that I won't be using this year, and I just repurposed them for my budget book. This was originally the January monthly view, but I just whited out January on top and wrote in July for this month. So in this monthly view, I have everything that was written out on my monthly expenses insert and just wrote on here. I also have our paydays written in here as well. My husband and I get paid on the same day, and we get paid bi-weekly, so we have to make sure that we organize our bills accordingly. So after our monthly view, we have the monthly expenses inserts that I created for myself as well. This is my July expense sheet, and I organize my bills according to our paychecks of the month. We usually have a paycheck at the beginning of the month and a paycheck at the end of the month. The paycheck at the beginning of the month is for the bills that we have due the middle of the month, and the paycheck at the end of the month is for the bills due we have at the end of the month and at the beginning of next month. Now, this system works so well for my husband and I because we don't have to worry about finding money because all our bills are accounted for. So on the back of this insert, I just have some sticky notes that are a reminder of things I need to account for when I set up next month's expense sheet. For example, Game of Thrones is finally back, so because my husband and I don't have cable, we signed up for Hulu's HBO add-on, and we get a month for free, so I need to remember that the free trial ends on August 14th, and just stuff like that, so remember to include it in next month's expenses. So the next tab is my bill account register. Now, the way my husband and I have our bill system set up is that we have two separate accounts, a personal account and a bill account. In our bill account, this is where we transfer the money that we need to set aside from our paycheck to cover all of the bills we have coming out from that designated paycheck. Now, the number that I have calculated in my July expense sheet is actually already divided by 2. My husband and I have our own personal account, not a joint account, that we transfer this amount from to our bill account. I know it's not traditional, but it's something that we found out works best for us as a married couple. My husband tends to be more of the saver, and I tend to be more of the spender. So what we do is we have money automatically deducted from our paycheck that goes into a joint savings account, and then we transfer over money from our personal account into our bill account. And then we are in charge of paying for our own credit cards and personal expenses from the money that we have left over. Now, the money that goes into our bill account is just for bills. nothing comes out of this account unless it is going towards paying a bill, such as our rent and all of our auto payments. My husband and I have found that having a separate account for bills makes it easier for us because we don't have to worry about having enough money for bills, because all of the money that goes into this account is meant solely for bills. Now, this next tab here is for my personal account. These are actually the A5 register sheets that I use from SweetKawaiiDesign, and I will leave her Shopify link down below for those who are interested. Now, I absolutely love these inserts, and they make keeping track of what goes in and out of our bill account so much easier. The next tab I have here is for my meal planning, and I actually like having this in my budget book a lot more than I did having it in my everyday planner. Now, I don't meal plan how a lot of people traditionally meal plan, which is by having a designated meal for a specific day of the week. Instead, what my husband and I do is have a list of meal ideas, which I then buy groceries for, and whatever we feel like having for dinner one night is what we end up cooking. Because my husband is the kind of person who has to be in the mood to eat a certain meal, so this just works a lot better. Now, I made this weekly meal ideas insert for myself, and I'll probably adjust this to see what works better for me, and that's really what your own system should be about. You need something that works for you, because sometimes what someone else does that works for them might not work for you. Now, this next sheet in my tab is for my grocery list. I have things separated by produce, dairy, meat, and it makes it so much easier when we go to the grocery store because we have everything listed that we know we have to get in a specific area, instead of writing it down sporadically and then having to go back to a certain area multiple times. The next tab in my budget book is going to be for my debt trackers. My husband and I really want to tackle all of our debt, and I think it will definitely kick us into gear by saying how much debt we are in right in front of our faces. So I created these debt tracker sheets that have our debts listed from smallest to largest, and I'll be keeping track of what the balance of the debt is after making payments, and if our budget allows, we will be putting extra towards them when we can. And finally, the last tab is for my password tracker. I have so many username and passwords, and honestly, if I tried memorizing them all, I might just go crazy. So I purchased these A5 password trackers from SweetKawaiiDesign, and they have the website name where you can write down the username and password, and I'm showing you what they look like blank for obvious reasons. So yeah, guys, this is what my new budgeting system looks like. Now, I do have a lot of those password sheets left over that I know I will not be using, so I'm going to be giving them away to one lucky winner. If you would be interested in these A5 sized password tracker sheets, you must be subscribed to my channel and be following my Instagram page, which I will link in the corner, and then just leave a comment down below of what your budgeting system looks like, and that's it. I will be picking one lucky winner at the end of July 20th and private message them. So please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and happy planning.